Neil Ritchie. Okay, we're underway with Alan Ramage Memorial. We're calling Neil Ritchie up here, please. I don't know whether you're here. Unfortunately, I haven't had any updates on the format of this race. I understand they are running 3 races, so we hope to get Neil up here in a minute. I've been running around doing other bits and pieces, so hopefully Neil can come up. But meanwhile, they started in even grids there. They started across the hill rather than staggered grids for what they've been doing all weekend. This is a 250 production memorial, Alan Ramage Memorial. It's great to be joined by Chook, Alan and Grant Ramage's mother. She's out there watching. I mentioned before she was under the awning of the motorhome and I wasn't too sure whether she'd get to the front to watch, but I can confirm that she is there watching. So we've got, this is a 3-lap race. I've been here for many years watching this race, and it's really good that we've got enough time, especially with the incidents earlier on today. I can tell you the rider was airlifted away, has a suspected broken pelvis, so that's certainly better. It's still a serious injury, but it's certainly better than the dramas that can happen with spine or head injuries. So we wish him all the well for his recovery and his family. So I've been here before and they've run 3x3 races. We've got Jackson Cotton. I say it's 250 production. It is also including the 300s there. So Andy McLaughlin leads and he goes through on lap 1 with Josh Goddard there for the lead in second place there. Grant Ramage, the brother of Alan there in third. Richard Willits, Raiden Phibbs, Hayden Lockhart, Jacob Pearce, James Barnum, Brent Garvin, and Jackson Cotton, Jack Condon and Dean Watson from Ashburton from NZ Cylinders, well his parents own NZ Cylinders, and Dean is just a legend around this track, not one of the fastest guys on the track, but always, in fact he's right near the tail end, but all of his assistance with the commentary and his enthusiasm, and goes to the MNZ conference because he cares about our rules. So Neil Ritchie, I didn't catch up with what the format is with this race. You did catch up with it. I was busy doing other things. He's back to join us, Neil Ritchie.
All right, yes, it is 3x3 Spider. So what it is that field has got the top 12 riders. So they're on the grid there is a 3x3, but they also do 3 laps with 3 races. So it's actually a 3x3x3. 3 rows, 3 races of 3 laps each. So
do they roll the grid like they have in previous years?
Do.
They roll
yes,
the grid.
So
what will happen is the first row will go back to the back, and the second row will move forward, and the third row will move forward. So 3-lap races, sprint races for the Alan Ramage Memorial. Great to see it running, and great to see the memory of Alan Ramage, who was such a legend of motorcycling, as well as his brother Grant.
Right, there we go, and all on deep for the challenge here at the moment. The 37's got it through there nicely of young Josh Goddard. Here's a good little ride. Man, wouldn't that be a superb name to put on this trophy? A young man like that, following the legacy of somebody as great and admired and respected as Alan was on the race scene, of course. Lost from racing here with a incident at this very venue, so long can we remember those that have gone before us and bring it on with some great racing out there and loving every bit of it. So Josh on attack there at the moment as we look for the bike battle. So here we go, 1 lap to go at the moment. So Josh, Andrew, Grant ahead of Regan. We've got Richard Willits in there, Go the local man, ahead of Hayden Lockhart, Jacob Pearce as well out of Canterbury, with James Barnum, Brent Garvin, of course, local and proud of it, Jack Condon, Jackson Cotton, and Dean Watson, of course. Nice to see Dean up there as well. He's a super sport, that guy, Spider. He just, to me, epitomises our family of motorcycle riders.
All right, that was at the last lap, and I can tell you Andy McLaughlin poked his nose in the front, but now it's Regan Phibbs was in the front. Andy McLaughlin's got it back. This is the final lap of the first 3-lap race. They're coming through to the bus stop. It is Andy McLaughlin, followed by Regan Phibbs. Grant Ramage, I think, is there in 3rd place. Is that Grant Ramage? No, he's in 4th place. So 3rd place will be Josh Goddard as the checker tag comes out. We go back to 5th, and it was Richard Willits on the 92 machine. Hayden Lockhart, Jacob Pearce and Trevor Pearce, Yamaha in Christchurch on the 56 machine. That was Craig Shearer's number for years. He's in 7th. James Barnum, Brent Garvin on the 95 machine, Jack Condon, Dean Watson and Jackson Cotton there. That's 12 people there. So they do a wind down lap, and the tyres will be warm and ready for action in round 2 of the Alan Ramage Memorial.
Indeed, and they won't even come back into the pit lane here, folks. So they'll just do the short turn, are they? And no, they'll do the whole track. Okay, that's fine. So they'll do a nice run down. They're keeping their speed. In fact, no point in the first guys getting there fast, because the faster they get there, the colder tyres they'll have by the time the race restarts from the guys that are at the back of the field that'll join us. So remembering as we're explaining it, so effectively you've had the grid draw, and now it will change. So everybody's going to move up and take a new position. So if the guys that were on row 1, they're going to row 3. The guys that were on row 2 go to row 1. The guys that were on 3 go to 2, if you get the idea of that. So they stay in line with who they were before, but have this rolling grid. So it's a 3x3x3. So it's a 3-lap race. We're going to do this 3 times with the 3 grids that are used. So we'll line them all up and do it all over again. It's fantastic. And of course, there's no time for a refuel. There's no time for any more drinks. Not even time to wipe the helmet. That's why you've got to have an awesome Bella anti-fog helmet. So you know that when you come down to a time like this, when there's no air flowing through the helmet, that it's not going to fog up while you sit there on the start. And now look at this. See, you've got the likes of Grant Ramage, who will take his position up there on the front row this time. So this is where he's going to need to make the points count. So this will be good. Looking there at... where's the others gone to? There's Andy McLaughlin. He's at the back. So 2 with Richard Willits, I can see there. We've got the, I think we've got, we'll have a 250. Of course we've got a 250. We've got the E&I Oils Trans Diesel 250 back in there as well for young Jackson Cotton in there. So we have got a 250 in amongst it. There was, that was no jump start. It was perfect anticipation for me. Absolutely perfect by Grant Ramage. No, that wasn't a jump. You're not going to call that, but I tell you what, look at that. He's got the advantage. Come on, South Canterbury. Get him behind and give him the cheer. Let's see what he can do from there. Come on for the man. 41 years of continuous racing, and there's very few people in New Zealand that can say that kind of accolade, and he's still only 42 years of age. And of course, at home in Timaru, Yamaha, and giving so much back to the sport with being quality road race organiser here in South Canterbury for this championship. So great to see from Grant. Great work to go on. He was here on the day we lost his brother Alan, and that didn't put him off at all. It certainly has probably encouraged him more to remember him in this very special way. And when we don't come here like last year, well, we effectively forget that we haven't had the Alan Ramage Memorial, because it's only staged here at this Timaru International Motor Raceway level circuit. So great to see it memorised, and a special hello to Mum here today, who joins us and remembers what we are doing today. So well done. Thank you down there to the team supporting her as well. Yes, indeed, the arm goes up in delight. Here we are. Let's look out for this race. Come on, here we go. This is the Grant Ramage opportunity. We'll see it out there at the moment. So we're going for 1 lap now. We're looking for 2. Remembering, of course, we'll see it as it unfolds. So 2 to go now with Grant Jacob in there, Jack as well, young Jack Connon, Hayden Lockhart, Regan Phipps. So remembering some of those other guys that did better last time, they've now gone back on a row. So it means they didn't have as good a start. So it's still all with Grant. Come on, South Canterbury, start the way, folks. Get excited. This is what you come to see. Local people winning on the local track up against the best from New Zealand. And that's exactly what you're seeing in this fabulous 300 class. Give an idea, of course, take the 150 and turn it into a 300. So you've got double the CC capacity of that last class. And these bikes go much quicker, and this to me is the new growth class in New Zealand motorcycle road racing. I want to see another 20 bikes in this group, and in particular all the guys that have been on a Gixxer this year. This is the class where we want them to go to next year. So they've done their apprenticeship, they've done their hard riding. Now they can pick up their speed and their pace to go with it, and get some real racing in on one of these 300s. And believe it or not, of course, if you're out to get a used bike or one from a wrecker and being able to have some motorcycle mechanical ability to rebuild it and repair it, well, you can do it for almost the same kind of money. And to be racing for a little over $5,000 is just incredible. So great to see. All right, here we come with the damage. Here he is, Mr. Grant Ramage, looking at this one at the moment as we come round towards the white flag. 1 lap to go. The local club people are cheering along as well. Regan Phipps has got himself up into second, but it is Grant Regan and then young Jacob Pearce in there. Spider, did you see the start from Grant? Because it was precise. I did not personally think it was an anticipation in any shape or form, and there is nothing up on the board. I think it was one of those starts where he got it absolutely perfect.
Yeah, mate, that guy's been around so wrong. He doesn't normally make those mistakes, but we've seen some legends make mistakes, but that will be posted up there, and I don't think it is. But right now, Grant Ramage, the number 50, down that back straight with Regan Phipps. Is that a change of position for 3rd and 4th? I think Josh Gollard's in the white leathers. I think he's gone and got past Jacob Pearce. So Jacob, I think, had his, some personal best last weekend and personal best, I think, by 2 seconds so far yesterday. Haven't caught up with him today, see what's going on in that department. But, wow, absolutely sensational racing. We're looking at the CTAS footage there. In fact, we can see it back live. Grant Ramage still leads round 2 of the 3-leg race with Regan Phipps in 2nd spot. And that's got to be Josh Goddard in 3rd place by the colours of his bike and his leathers. Yes, definitely Jacob Pearce there in 4th there, Richie.
Yeah, here we go. And let's take the run towards the flag. This time, look it out. Come on, bring it everybody home. Let's hear it, South Canterbury. Yes, indeed. And there's a race that Grant Ramage wants to win. Will be a leg of this race, and of course Stillhound with a real opportunity to win the overall, as we'll be accumulating points. So that's 2 of the 3. We've got 1 race left, and on the roll down they'll line up again and go back to position. So that time, if Grant was on the front, it means he'll go back to the 3rd row. So he's going to find it harder. So he was on 2nd row, 1st row, and now he's going to go 3rd row. So this is the 3x3x3 we've been talking about. So nice to see. So Regan Phipps, and if we had a computer brain, we'd know where the points were at. Regan's appeared on there a couple of times. I think Regan probably goes into this one, to me, as a bit of the favourite. But I tell you what, I think that my podium's going to be Regan, Grant and Josh Goddard. I think Josh can do enough to get there on the podium. And wouldn't that be great to see for the young gun? Unfortunately, he was involved in a crash earlier, but he wasn't I suppose the worse off party from it, so has made a recovery from that, and good to see that he's back out on a racetrack and doing so well. Of course, his father, the legendary Kevin Goddard, former volunteer of Motorcycle New Zealand and board member, a great guy with race supplies as well. He had some bad luck last weekend with his daughter Olivia, and they've both been spectators here today, but Josh has been a competitor involved in a nasty crash, but he's been the better recipient of that, and he's coming back to do the restart. So let's get ready to go again. Spider, how are we going to take the lineup this time? What do we see? See, here's Grant, and that's young Josh. He's going, and he's going. It's their 2nd row. There we are. 3 good marshals there. Aren't it very clear what they're doing? Final race of the day. Here we are, and a little after 4 o'clock. So Spider will be well within curfew sound restrictions timing. Great run meeting here.
Yeah, especially with the delays, and finished early yesterday. That can go either way, especially here at levels with the noise restrictions. But 83 on pole position here for the 3rd round, Regan Phibbs. Then we go across to, hello, we lost our screen. I can't quite see that person past the past it. Neil Ritchie has it there. Anyway, they're ready for a start. Let's look at those lights. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Come on, then they go out. Watch Grant Ramage, mate. This guy's so old, he now buys his calendars by the month. He doesn't know whether he's going to get through the full year. Oh, no, definitely, and it's great to see Mother Chook sitting there. In fact, she's standing up there with Grant's wife, Ezzy. Ezzy had a major injury last weekend to well, not a major injury, but a sprained ankle, was limping around. She's still walking around with a bit of a limp on at the moment. Watch Grant Ramage coming through there. He's already up to, I think, 6th place as he gets past by, I think that's Josh Goddard there. Yes, indeed, that is. Regan Phibbs leads for the first lap there, going into the John Jones Steel Corner.
Man, we want more formats like this, Spider. This would be great to see with a lot of these classes as well. This is good because it's sort of like having a race as quick. They're a short little bike as well, so let's get them through racing quickly and let's have it turn over and over and over. I love this concept. I think it's got actually a potential to do with racing itself for championships, because we'd actually have more races, more chances, and putting the sprint on like this actually means that riders are really pushing the boundary all the time. When you've got 10 laps sort of at lap number 3, you're saying, oh, I just got to take it easy. I've still got 7 to go. Hell, you can't take it easy at lap number 2 for this because you've only got 1 to go. So great format, loving it, and great organisation here with South Canterbury, coping with all this, and of course our MXT team, motocross and track timing with today Nicole and Guy doing a fabulous job, that we'll be able to get the points and find out the podium immediately afterwards.
Well, we hope that, but if not, there is the prize giving there, and of course we'll have a full prize giving for the 2nd round of the New Zealand Superbike Championships 2018. If we cannot get the results in time for the PA before the PA goes off, we definitely have it there. So stick around, the bar will be open right now. A change of position for the 2nd place. I think Andy McLaughlin has gone ahead of James Barnum. That's like I couldn't recognise, 99. So it was Regan Phibbs, Andy McLaughlin, James Barnum down that backstage. 3 wide for 2nd, 3rd and 4th. In the into the John Jones corner, but they spread out a bit. But Regan Phibbs has got about an 80 to 90 metre lead there as we go back to the C-Test time. Remember, remember that you can watch all this footage in about a day or so when Grant gets a chance to load it up there. Remember, he's got to pack up and do other things and get to the North Island. But when Grant Collingwood from C-Test gets, he'll put the word out in NZSBK 2018 Facebook page amongst other media we'll tell you when this footage is back on air, and of course it is all free. Wow, welcome back, CTAS. Right, looking out for 2 laps to go. The white flag will come out. Reagan Phibbs leads Andy McLaughlin. There is Grant Ramage. Sorry, Josh Goddard. Josh Goddard, does he look up on the inside? He looks up on the inside into turn 1, but doesn't make it stick. But he'll have the perfect box seat there going into the Castrol curve. Neil Ritchie, what do you reckon?
Oh, well, I'll tell you what as well there, look for Grant Ramage, because he was in 5th place in that group. In fact, he was further back in 6th at one stage, but 5th at that point. He's now come up to the 4th place, and look at the advantage he got. He did that on the inside here at the end of the Timaru Metal Recyclers straight. Exceptional to watch his racing, and look at that, when you've still been doing that after 41 years, he is incredible with a capital I for my money. And for the fact that I always talk about it to people, one of the standout riders, I remember I believe one of his greatest wins, the 250 support class at the World Superbike Championship event at Manfield, 1988, and that was when he was at the peak of his racing. And when we go back to that era with pilots, of course, like Johnny Hepburn, we had Tony Rees, although he'd just moved up, he was actually in Superbikes at that event. Then we had, of course, the Aaron Slights of this world. We've had the Andrew Strouds, the Wally Dumpers, and of course Simon Crafer as well. And Simon will be one of the commentators for MotoGP this year. I'm looking forward to that first round and seeing Simon in action, because man, we've got a Kiwi on the microphone. He's going to tell it like it is.
Josh Goddard took 2nd place at the end of the JJ Jones steel corner, and now we've taken the checkered flag. Reagan Phibbs, Josh Goddard with the fastest lap of the race, a 1:13.4, 1:14.0 for Reagan Phibbs. Andy McLaughlin, Grant Ramage, James Barnon, Brent Garvin, Richard Willips, Hayden Lockhart, Jacob Pearce, Jackson Cotton, Dean Watson, Jack Condon. Now, thank you very much, folks, for listening to our commentary, and whether you're live or whether you're, well, you are live, that's why you're listening, but whether you're live at the track or on the CTAS, I've really enjoyed this day's racing, yesterday's racing, and we will see you all in about 7 weeks up at Hampton Downs. I'm Spider. I'm checking out. I'm going to try and see if the results are through for this, so I can help pass it down to Neil Ritchie, or he might be there getting it himself. But I'm going to check out at the moment and try and get that information.